3 or 4 agencies of the Biden administration are hiding records about this raid. What I love about what Judicial Watch is doing is that all this abuse isn't just something we go on and complain about. As I said, we've got a lawsuit now in federal court against Nancy Pelosi's Congress for the January 6th videos, those 14,000 hours of videos. With the abuse of Trump on this raid on his home, we have lawsuit after lawsuit for records about that raid. We've sued for the Justice Department / FBI. Did you talk to the Biden White House about the raid? Give us the records. They don't want to give us the records. So we're in federal court. The National Archives, which pretends to be concerned about making sure the public has access to government documents, is hiding records. As I highlighted, 99% of the records they said they found about this issue, they're hiding from the American people. And Judicial Watch right now is litigating, and we'll be litigating that issue in court. And we just sued the Secret Service for records about the Trump raid as well. So that's lawsuit number 4, I think, on this specific case. We had sued the Secret Service because evidently, or the reports are, that the Secret Service essentially facilitated the entry of the Lord knows how many FBI agents who went in there and vacuumed up hundreds of thousands of pages of documents from Trump's home in an unprecedented, abusive fashion, using a warrant that was out of control. And the Secret Service has refused to give us the records. We sued in here in the District of Columbia, so that's typically where we sue. It's where the government is, so you tend to sue where the government is, and of course that's where Judicial Watch is as well. We asked for all emails and text messages sent to and from officials on President Trump's protective detail regarding the search warrant and/or execution of the search warrant on his residence on August 8th. And all video and audio recordings capturing the execution of the search warrant on President Trump's home on August 8th. Now, they did get our requests, we know that. If I recall from the lawsuit, they said they'll respond to us, and they haven't. So what did they find that they don't want to turn over? That's why we're suing in court. The FBI reportedly notified the Secret Service a few hours before the raid that it would happen, and that Secret Service agents facilitated access, as I said, to Trump's home. So, what is the Secret Service, as I say in our release, trying to hide about its involvement in the Biden FBI's unprecedented and abusive raid of Trump's home? And by the way, Justice Department attorneys, if I recall, were there as well. This FOIA lawsuit, which is, as I said, is the 4th filed on this incident, further highlights the Biden administration's comprehensive cover-up about its latest abuses of the former president. So again, this is a raid that Attorney General Garland himself has admitted the public has a significant interest and transparency on. Yet his agencies, the Justice Department, the FBI, are hiding records. The Secret Service, which is a sub-agency of the Department of Homeland Security, is hiding records, and the National Archives are hiding records. So essentially 3 or 4 agencies of the Biden administration are hiding records about this raid. And we're not asking for records about like someone's social security number on the Secret Service or someone's unrelated emails in the FBI. We want records about this raid. How many records could there possibly be? Not that many. And yet they're very nervous about turning them over to us. So nervous that they're willing to violate federal FOIA law to hide them. Are we going to raid the Secret Service? Is the FBI going to raid the Secret Service for hiding these records from Judicial Watch? Of course, that never happens, right? But they raided Trump's home. So talk about double standards. You've got the FBI and the Justice Department hiding records in violation of law. No one raids them. You got the archives hiding records. Nope, no one raids them. They work with the FBI to raid, to try to prosecute Trump. So more is coming. And as I said, we're in the forefront of this battle for transparency on this abusive use of force by the Biden operation against President Trump. Immediately after the raid happened, we went to the court. The magistrate who signed the raid down in Florida asked that he unseal the warrant. The warrant was unsealed as a result of Judicial Watch's litigation. We're asking for records now about what happened. And of course, we've been front and center to the chagrin of the Justice Department and the Biden media, and educating the American people about what Judicial Watch had gone through in trying to get similar records from Bill Clinton. The Bill Clinton sock drawer case, where a reporter had recorded Bill Clinton during his presidency being present, talking to foreign leaders. And he had these tapes that were presumptively classified. When you talk to, the president's communication with foreign leaders are presumptively classified. And we thought, well, he still had them. Why can't we get them under the Presidential Records Act? Presidential Records Act, that means in the theory that we had pushed, that they're presidential records and the president still has them. Go get them so we can get them under the Presidential Records Act, because eventually the American people have a right of access to these records. And they came back to us and said, no, they're his, they're personal. That's what the Justice Department told the court. They're personal, they're presumptively personal. And what's ironic is, the media likes to pretend that case doesn't exist, or if they do, they try to distinguish it. And they really can't. And ironically, the Justice Department finally admitted the case exists, and they said the court opined that that the president has the right to select what are personal versus presidential records, which is kind of the core issue here, isn't it? And they said, but no one's figured out what to do after the president leaves office. Well, what difference does it make? You can't second guess a decision, and when he's the president, he classifies them as personal. That's what the court said. And then he takes them with him. They're personal. He could take them with him. And if he does take them with him, they're necessarily personal. There's no second guessing the president under the law. Or at least that's what we were told, but I guess the rules have changed for Trump. So we're investigating the corruption around this raid. We're educating about the law around this raid. And we're not going to be intimidated by anyone from telling the truth. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and like our video down below.